I would say that what makes a portrait is that one or the other, the sitter or the artist, has an intention to make more than a likeness, to make something that involves atmosphere, more than a likeness of just the cadaver. Something else has to come into the room.
Photography is just an extension of a painter. You know, we're artists basically. The artists of Vermeer's time, they used an easel, they might have even used a camera obscura, but they used the best equipment to render a likeness of an individual, to try and capture an essence of a person, which is what a portrait is.
I think at the end of the day, we all love to be moved by a picture. And I think that's, regardless of what you know about it, you will see a picture and it'll do something for you in a happy way. It'll be thought-provoking, all those things.
I think looking at other photographers' work, like if I see other stuff that, it's like with old music, there's so many records that you've never heard. And suddenly you kind of hear them as you get older. And you can't believe you never heard it. And it's the same with photography, I think.
For me, it's just living somewhere. When you live somewhere, you see. You just, my eyes are always open and always seeing amazing things. You're always meeting amazing people. And it never stops. We all live in an incredible world, incredibly rich and diverse world. And there's all these stories happening around you the whole time. And every one of these lives, every one of these stories are worth telling.
I think when you meet with a sitter, everything that's from your past comes into the room, and everything from that person's past comes into the room. And it's on that day, those two suitcases of feelings, emotions, human conditions that meet, and it's that plays.
I've got a blog, which I've had for years, and a friend of mine sort of started one, and we both sort of started kind of competing with each other to who could get the weirdest sort of images on it, and we got really obsessed with just always having a camera with us and always trying to capture something odd or interesting. I think the equipment I use when I carry something around is a bit more basic. Like you wouldn't kind of have the same thought process if you had like a really expensive, you know, like a big Nikon sort of D800 in your pocket. You'd kind of shoot it a bit more detail and kind of a bit more set up. Whereas when you just got a snappy snaps camera, you just shoot from the hip or whatever and kind of just grab what you can, and it kind of gives it a different feel. Every year, because my girlfriend's Swedish, we go to this big midsummer thing, and a lot of all her friends are kind of quite interesting people. And from a photographic point of view, I mean, anyone who's into photography would take a camera, just sort of standing there chatting, and then sort of staring at the sofa, going, "Oh, that's a cool picture," blah blah blah, and then just started shooting different frames of it, and then thought, "God, it really looks like a painting." Yeah, no, I knew it was kind of. I didn't think it was going to be a prize-winning picture, but I just really loved it, you know, instantly, and thought that's. And I remember like showing it to all the people who were in it, and going, "Oh, look at this is brilliant," and they were going, "Oh yeah, that's amazing." So yeah, obviously had something sort of going for it.
I woke up. I was supposed to go on an early morning shoot on my second day, and I woke up and I heard what I thought was thunder. But how naive was I? Because actually, the thunder was the airport being bombed, which wasn't too far away. But at the same time, I felt that what I was doing and what I was getting was worth the element of risk. And as a modern woman, I felt that this is something that I could do to bring their story back.
I think the Taylor Wessing Prize is very influential, and I think it becomes a very powerful vehicle to inspire people to make work, especially for it, which I think is a great thing.
For lots of people, it's just the first time they show their work. It's the first time they're in a proper museum or gallery, and it's the first time they're in these august environments.
It was amazing when I heard I was shortlisted, and I think the fact that you have, I think it's almost 2 months before the actual award ceremony, and I think that really helps with, certainly when you've got a lot of work within what you photographed, it gives a lot of time for people to approach you and to explore new avenues. At the award ceremony, and before I even saw my picture again, I just was blown away by the quality of the work, and I thought, wow, to have made it as a finalist is quite something. So to have actually even been shortlisted for one of the prizes was, yeah, I was really, really chuffed.
I was really shocked on the night. I thought I was going to sort of third or fourth, and when they kind of announced second, I was just like, oh, I've won! So yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been really, it's meant a lot actually. It's been quite a nice kind of seal of approval on kind of on kind of what you do.
You suddenly feel pride in what you've achieved, a sense of belonging, and I felt more than that, a sense of this could really lead on. This is hopefully a springboard which will in some way encourage me. It gave me the courage and the confidence to believe in my work, and then saying, well, if it's good enough for the National Portrait Gallery, it's actually good enough for anywhere in the world.
You ask what makes a picture memorable, and I think going back to that notion of human condition, that we as human beings have many, many ways and states of being, but what we don't often think about is how recognizable they are to other human beings, and that when another human being recognizes that in someone else, they know exactly how that feels. And those human conditions that are most recognizable to others are the ones displayed that make a picture, a painting, a sculpture really memorable.